You okay? Thank you, mate. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I suppose reality is just set in. The last time I sat here, it wasn't so good. We'd just lost 2-0 against Bristol City in the Checker Trade Trophy with Walsall. And now I'm sat here as, just won the playoff finals, get to become a Premier League manager. So a little bit surreal, but no more than them lads deserve and this football club deserves. To be honest, when I first took over, and anybody who knows me, I thought we could finish top 2. And we started very well, and then unfortunately we had some injuries to key players of this football club. Jack Grealish, Axel Tuanzebe, to name 2. And we had a difficult period, January and February, and then we've been hard to beat all season. I think we've only lost 10 games, but we drew too many during them winter months, we got Jack back, we got Axel back, we got others back, and the performances, we made history by winning 10 on the spin, which helped us to get here today, and we've got over the line today, which is no more than them players deserve. Listen, the potential of the football club is massive. I've been asked how it feels right now. I think it feels right. It feels right that Aston Villa are in the Premier League. I think the history of the football club, the size of the football club, the fan base that it has, I believe it is a Premier League club, and that's not me speaking with a supporter's head on. That's just, I think, history tells you that. But we've done some hard years over the last 3, trying to get back into the Premier League, falling on hard times. Last season was very tough for everybody who went through the defeat here against Fulham, and unfortunately, Steve lost his job, and they asked me to come and take on the job, and then with 2 of Steve's signings who scored the winning goals today for us. So every credit to him as well. We work very hard every day, and the players and the owners deserve what they're going to get. The potential with the owners that we have is massive. If we'd have remained an EFL club, then with profitability and sustainability rules, it may have been a little bit tough next year.
It does make things a lot clearer, doesn't it, in terms of Jack, Tyrone? I guess you might look to try and do that. What can you sort of say about what the future might look like for Villa in the Premier League?
I said before, Jack Grealish, I've got a really special connection with the lad. He's a Villa fan. He's been through, a lot through his career so far, and I think a lot of people's perceptions are of him lying in a road when he was 17 or 18 years old. He was thrust into the limelight as a young kid, playing an FA Cup final very early, and boy, the kid's matured. I had no qualms in giving him the captaincy of this football club, and he's took on that responsibility admirably, and he's a real great kid. And even if we hadn't gone up today, I still think it would have been tough to prize him away from this football club that he loves so much. As for Tyrone, I felt today, and I spoke to JT and Richard before the game, if Axel and Tyrone Mings played well today, we would win the game. Derby have got a real attacking threat, and them 2 are needed to be good today, and I felt they was. And it's no coincidence that Tyrone was on the floor and cramped up after a magnificent tackle, that they scored the goal and put us under pressure, and it was the longest 15 minutes I think I've endured.
Dean, you said what this means to Jack, but what about what it means to you as well? Because you're more than a manager here, you've lived and breathed it as a fan.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm not quite sure how it feels yet. This is new to me. I've not been in this position before, so I'll take each minute as it comes and see where it takes me from here. But I suppose the emotions came to me when I saw my wife, son and daughter all on the in the roll box crying. So But coming to Aston Villa for myself was a life-changing decision, and one that all four of us made, because, you know, we live in the area, the fan base is huge, the potential is huge. So it had to be a family decision because it was life-changing, and, you know, it'd be even more life-changing now that we've, you know, become a Premier League club again.
What was it like walking out at the time, looking right and seeing 40,000 fans?
Do you know what? I was really calm today. I said to the players before, we've been playing must-win games for the last 15 games, and there was, I just felt that if they performed, they would win. I tried to take the emotions of seeing the claret and blue. I must admit, I just think the colours look great, so it was great seeing the flags out there today. And I think we've built a connection between the players, the staff and the supporters. And I think that's what's helped us, you know, during this run.
But did you use any of that in your team talks? Because you knew what all those 40,000 would be?
No, not at all. I totally isolated my feelings about Aston Villa and the supporters. You know, the players need to go out and perform first and foremost, and you know they'll all have their own reasons to go and perform. You know, some could be financial, some could be family. You know, mine and Jack's is probably supporters. You know, but each and every one will have their own reasons to go and win and go and perform today. And my job was to get a performance out of them. Sorry? I haven't yet, no. Yeah, I'd love to meet him and, you know, tell him he supported the right club. He's in a care home, so he would have well, he'd have been there. I mean, I went to see him on Friday. He opened his eyes for about 2 minutes maximum, I think. And during that 2 minutes, I said, next time I come and see you, I'll be a Premier League manager. And I got a smile, if not anything more. And hopefully, you know, there was an understanding, but, you know, it's a terrible illness, and everybody who knows somebody who's suffered from it, you know, knows that it's tough to deal with.
How was Jack? He cut his eye in the cup, didn't he?
He did. That's typical Jack. To be fair, he's quite heavy, and I think he got a bit of a crack. So no, he's good. He's good as gold, and you know he must be good. He's just told me he loves me.
Has he needed any treatment for it?
No, he's fine. It's more like a paper cut.
Have you seen the club's official Twitter account mock-up of Prince William knighting you?
I haven't, no. Those who know me know I don't do Twitter or, you know, things like that. So that's why they've done it, yeah, so I can't see it. But I'm sure Tommy will fill me in on that, and that's his job.
Is there anything in place with the loan players? Is there anything set in stone in terms of, you know, Algarzi or Max or anything like that? It's ready to go, or just getting discussed?
We've got options on some of the loans. That was, you know, one of the big things certainly in January. Courtney House, who came on today, with Anwar El Ghazi. We've got a matching right with Tyrone Mings as well, who's, you know, embraced what we're about and you know, really enjoyed himself here. And but he's a Bournemouth player at the moment.
There's quite a lot of players who are out of contract. Alan Budden going ahead in that when we have conversations over that.
Probably Wednesday. We'll have a good celebration tonight, and you know, have a bit of a breather tomorrow, and then myself and Jesus will sit down and discuss the players out of contract and have a chat with them.
What happens next day? Do you go back to Birmingham, or are you staying?
We'd drawn up an itinerary before we left, and you know, you have to plan for both outcomes because you can win or lose. And I know obviously we suffered the loss last season, so the departure was when the manager can drink no more.
You make pre-season?
Sorry.
You'll be ready for pre-season.
Oh, we will be ready for pre-season, that's for sure. Yeah, we've had two kind of plans running in tandem, and you know, our baseline was being a championship club. You know, we had to plan to be a championship club, but we've also had an awful lot of plans as well being a Premier League club again.
John McGinn was season, just in terms of the
I haven't allowed myself, you know, up until this moment. I got asked the question out there, you know, what's it going to be like to, you know, to manage against Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola. I'm really looking forward to it. It's something that hasn't sunk in yet. You know, I look back and coaching at Warsaw with the youth team, and then becoming the first team manager, and then at Brentford, and now Aston Villa to become the Premier League. And it was great to see Chris Wilder out there as well. You know, we have a little bit of empathy about ourselves being supporters of the club who we've taken to the Premier League, and I'm sure when I play Chris next season there'll probably be more beers drunk in the manager's room than there will be at other times.
So how important was the result today mentally for the players that were involved in last season's defeat?
To be honest, we haven't even discussed last year's game. None of us. There's a different feel, I've been told, because I wasn't obviously here last year, and that's how we wanted it. We've been playing must-win football, as I said, for 15 games, so our mindset was be relaxed. I said to the players, you know, in the hotel before we left, that I trust them. I trust them to go and do the job today. I trust them to go and perform, because I've seen what they've been like for the last 3 months, and they took that into the game today, apart from the last 15 minutes.
The second goal, were you worried that you get choked up at all? Did you know all along?
Yeah, I never felt that the goalkeeper had reached it, in all honesty. You know, one of the things that we'd spoke about before the game was crosses. I didn't think our quality of crosses was good enough in the first half, but we scored just before half-time, and Anwar's then had a shot which ended up, you know, in the air, and John McGinn's took a gamble and got on the end of it. And you know, I thought we would go and see the game out then, you know, comfortably. I thought we'd start the second half really well. You know, but Derby, to their credit, Frank's had an unbelievable first season as a manager. They've got some great young players, and they gave it a right good go the last 15-20 minutes and put us on the back foot. I still felt in transition we could probably go and score another, and we probably should have with a counter-attack where I think Jack, and can't remember who was running with him, and he pulled it back when probably we should have scored the goal to take the game. And you know, when you see 7 minutes go on, you're thinking, do I make a sub now or just let the time run? And to be fair, Jed Steers deserved, you know, his 2 medals for the last 2 days with Charlton and ourselves, and good handling at the end enabled us to see the game out comfortably.
Do you expect John Terry to still be with you next season?
From the hug he's just given me, yes. I've got nothing but good words to say about him. He's been an absolute pleasure to work with. I had a bottom time. We went to Wigan away. We got beat 3-0. I made a triple substitution after about 10 minutes in the second half, and it's probably the lowest point I've had as Aston Villa head coach. And he phoned me. He made his point of phoning me up on the way back to say, "Listen, we was all involved in that decision. You know, it's not your decision. It's all our decisions." And he's been a breath of fresh air. Me and Richard have learnt from him. He's learnt from us. And I expect him to be working with us and helping us get the better of all these top coaches next season. And I have no doubts that he will go on and be a top head coach, you know, further on down his line. Cheers. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.